So do you think happiness is one of the most important things, and to show happiness to people?
Yeah, because if you're happy, I mean, I was happy. Once you see someone can be walking down the street and you see my suit and they've got a face down here and just big smile comes on the face and it's like you've won already, you know? My name's Brian. I was homeless last year, living in a doorway, and I live in a posh apartment now on Victoria Street. Come from a doorway to a posh apartment. Don't get me wrong, I miss my doorway, you know, even though I've got a posh apartment and all that. I wish my doorway because the people were just brilliant there. To me, it was an apartment because I had it like an apartment. I had pictures on the walls and lights and music, a reclining chair, carpet on the floor.
My name's David O'Keefe. I'm 26 years old. Born in Liverpool, and the dream is to help save the world. Starting with people. I feel like if people take the time to consciously better themselves, I think the more people that do so, it's a domino effect, it becomes contagious. So I think that the world will change when we change.
Me and David O'Keefe, we were looking for a place where we could get the homeless out the winter, with somewhere warm. I was at rock bottom when I met David, and he was a young lad. He used to come past every day and speak to me and give me things and that, like. And we struck up this friendship where he's like a son to me now, because I just love him. And when we started getting so much stuff, we started helping the homeless and all that.
Brian was ready. Brian was ready. He spent a lot of his time abusing his body, abusing his mind, abusing his life, and he got to the point where he was pretty much dying, do you know what I mean? He was giving up.
Lonely, cold. I suffered with depression as well. I think I was going to jump in the Mersey or something like that, but it happened to stop on Old Law Street. I think it was only for a rest. And when I was sitting on the floor, a lady came over with a breakfast in one of them plastic containers and got me the breakfast, and I just ended up staying there from then. And the people just felt good. Last year was when I moved into the shelter. I wouldn't have survived that winter. They've done this thing in the Echo saying they'd rehoused everyone that they took the tents off. But I know all the lads that the tents belong to. They're still on the streets. So they made this thing up saying they'd put them onto their shelters and looking after them. But they're still on the streets. They're freezing now because they've got no tents.
At the time when I met Brian, I was working in the passport office. I was working on the charity committee. All the charity help was going to big charities that are very well off. And what I was pushing for was to help people who were sleeping on the doorstep of the building. I was trying to get funds from the government to use it for the homeless. Didn't get no luck. There was nothing there. It was just, you know, knocking on a door that was never going to open. Any spare change, spare change, spare change? Any spare change? Oh wait, you mean money? Please tell me that you're messing. Our country is heading into a struggling recession. This is just a suggestion. Get up off the floor and stop this begging, because no one in the city needs to beg for food and water. If you want a roof over your head, you need to try a little harder. I get you need help, but the working class ain't far behind you. We can only wait it out if the people come together, looking out for one another. Treat people with respect as you'd show your own mother. Maybe then we can give a hand up and not a hand out to our brothers. Any spare change, spare change, spare change? Any spare change? The only change that you need is that of your mind. Whatever your struggles, dig deep inside. I don't mean to be cynical, but if you're after the chemical, then I've got to be critical. You sat on the floor, 4 or 3 high, begging the people, passing you by, head in your hands, looking up to the sky. Any spare change, spare change, spare change? Any spare change? Well, time to start a new chapter. The energy you project will get you back on your feet. It's totally fine to moan and groan, but always remember, you'll never walk alone. At the time, I was also doing personal training. I felt like I had something more to offer rather than just giving someone knowledge, if you like, and charging them. I don't believe that any knowledge should cost. So from with that then, I went out to the gym and used what I knew, and I wanted to deliver it to the homeless people. And Brian being the first guy, if you like, took to it like a duck to water, and he loved it. Like he just wanted the mate, if I was honest. You know what I mean? The stories behind the two of us, really, it's quite touching. We caught each other at the right time, you know, just in time. So he was living on Old Hall Street, a popular street for begging. So the way when I was like trying to get into the homeless community's circle, if you like, at the time he was in the worst physical health. So I thought, yeah, you're the guy. You're the guy who need help the most. We started by making like a little routine out of just every time I see you, I want to see you drinking water. That's how it started. So like, it's just that level of just that little simple thing.
Homelessness taught me a lot about the people of Liverpool, and I thought no one cared, but I made a big mistake, because a lot of people care. The people that used to come to my doorway, unbelievable. I had one person come with a little girl, and they had a carrier bag, and he gave me the carrier bag, said, she's been saving up for 3 months to get me this jumper for my birthday, but she said, give it to Brian because he'll be cold. I think people should talk to each other more, because you walk down the street and to get it and I love someone. I say hello to every single person I meet in the street. And some people just don't say hello, do they?
I'd love to see Liverpool reach its highest potential by people coming together. Do you know what I mean? The message has been there for us. We've had a legend tell us, come together, you know what I mean? Listen to him, you know what I mean? It's already there, we just need to do it.
If I wouldn't become homeless, I wouldn't be where I am now, to be honest with you. But it's taught me a lot about how much love there is in Liverpool.
Hey baby, how you doing? We are Tempest Studios.
I'm Amy Hearns.
I'm Lauryn Poutama.
And I'm Francesca Elliott.
And we're an all-female production company opening doors and breaking ceilings through the power of filmmaking.
We hope you enjoyed the first episode of Stories of the City, a documentary series where we're venturing into topics we feel need to be discussed across different cities in the UK.
There are 307,000 people sleeping rough or living in inadequate housing in the UK alone. That's more than 250,000.
And there has been an uprise of another 24,000 people expected to sleep on the streets in 2018.
Research suggests that the average homeless person has a life expectancy of just 47 compared to 77 for the rest of the population.
A startling difference of 30 years. The life expectancy for a woman on the streets is even lower at 43 years. So we wanted to make this documentary to humanise and challenge the perspectives and stereotypes given to the homeless. Brian made it off the streets with a sheer connection to a fellow human, and his story tells a completely different tale to the rest that you might normally hear.
Brian and David are prime examples of what friendship, perseverance and what being a true Scouser really mean. So if you come across a rough sleeper, try to consider the person you're standing in front of is another human being, no different to yourself.
Thank you for listening. We are
Tempest Studios.